meeting. I'm going to call the Parcel Map Review Committee, Washoe County, to order today at 2 p.m., 2:02 p.m. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Adriana, can we have a determination of one?
Yes, Rob Pierce,
Present.
James English,
Present.
Wayne Handrock,
Present.
Eric Young for Christopher Bronzik,
Present.
and Dale Way is absent. However, we still have a quorum.
Thank you so much. Let's move on to the ethics law announcement and instructions for providing public comment via Zoom and telephone. Elizabeth, is that you?
That's me, thank you.
Okay.
The
thank
ethics
you.
law announcement, committee members are reminded that if with respect to any matter or any person coming before the committee today, you've received a gift or loan, you have a pecuniary interest, you have a commitment in a private capacity such as family, employment, business, or similar relationship, or if you've provided representation or counseling before an agency to a person or entity for compensation within the last year on a matter being considered, you're required to disclose that gift, loan, interest, commitment, or prior representation at the time the matter is being considered. And you must further abstain from deliberation or voting on the matter if it's clear that the gift, loan, interest, commitment, or prior representation would materially affect the independence of judgment of a reasonable person. Committee members are also reminded that under the Parcel Map Review Committee rules, if you've had any contact outside this meeting with any persons interested in a matter coming before the committee today, you should disclose the nature of that contact at the meeting. This meeting is being held via Zoom. To attend via Zoom, please log into the Zoom webinar using the information on the agenda. You can also join the meeting by typing zoom.us into a computer browser. Click Join a Meeting on the Zoom website and enter meeting ID 831-3388-3067. This meeting can also be joined via telephone only by calling 1-669-900-9128 and entering that same meeting ID number and pressing the pound sign. For those wishing to provide public comment via Zoom, log into the Zoom webinar using the link on the agenda. Use the raise hand feature during any public comment period. To provide public comment via telephone only, press *9 to raise hand and *6 to mute unmute.
Eric, you're muted. No. Oh, geez, I don't even know what he's saying. Eric, on your Zoom screen, do you see where it has audio and then there's like a little arrow at the bottom of your screen? It says audio. There's a little arrow. If you click that arrow, it'll give you options for select a microphone.
Right, I think I see it.
Oh, there you are. Okay, awesome.
We just heard you, Eric.
Yes, you're good.
Back.
Now you're back.
I wonder how that changed. You heard me when we started. That's so, I apologize for that. I'm glad we're all back now. So we are going to move on to the appeal procedure. Elizabeth, that used to be the chair that read that, but I'm not sure if you're doing that these days.
I do not have the appeal procedure to cover.
I'm happy to provide that. The appeal procedure for the Parcel Map Review Committee is most decisions rendered by the Parcel Map Review Committee are appealable. If you disagree with the decision of the Parcel Map Review Committee and you want to appeal its action, call the planning staff immediately at 775-328-6100. You will be informed of the appeal procedure and application fee. Appeals must be in writing and must be delivered to the Planning and Building Division within 10 calendar days from the date that the decision being appealed is signed by the Secretary of the Parcel Map Review Committee and mailed to the original applicant in the proceeding being appealed in accordance with Washoe County Code. We will move on to public comment now. Do we have public comment?
I see no hands raised for public comment. However, I do want to know at 10:06, Jen Donahue from Fire has joined us, who is Delway's alternate.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Jen. With no public comment, I won't provide the rules for that. Let's move on to number 5, approval of the April 10th, 2025 agenda. Does anybody need a change to today's agenda? Then I'll ask for a motion on that.
This is Rob. I move that we approve the agenda as written.
Wayne Handrock, second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So we have our agenda for today unanimously approved. We'll move on to the approval of the February 13th minutes from a couple of months ago. Did anybody have a chance to identify changes to the February 13th minutes they'd like to spit out for us today? No? Okay, then I'll entertain a motion on that as well.
This is
James
Rob.
English, move to approve the draft minutes as submitted.
That's fine. This is Rob. I'll second it.
I appreciate the enthusiasm. We have a motion and a second for approval. All opposed, all in favor, aye.
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 Aye, all opposed. Unanimously
And sorry,
approved.
Eric, I didn't see Jen's vote on that one or hear her vote on that one.
Jen, are you muted for us?
I think I am muted. I'm sorry. I have no idea what, what I'm doing. Dale just asked me to jump onto this call, so I didn't even know what I was getting into.
That's terrible for Dale. We'll reprimand
Shame
him
on
for that
him.
one.
Well,
But
you're gonna
basically,
have a wonderful, short little learning experience today.
Fantastic.
Would like to abstain on on those minutes, you're welcome to, although
Yes,
you're not
please.
required to.
I will, because I don't have anything in front of me to even look at.
Okay, so, Adriana, you have an approval of the minutes with one abstention.
thank you.
Thank you for noticing. We will move on to item number 7, which is our one item, project review item for today. This is 7A, amendment of conditions, case number WAC 25-0002, Gottschalk for parcel map 5503A, which was approved by original parcel map WTPM 20-0006, the Bannockburn parcel map. That would indicate that that was done in 2020. Today we've got Tim Evans from staff to talk to us about this. Tim, what can you tell us about this?
All right, let me share my screen real quick. All right. Oops. All right, can everyone see that?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And I'm glad you can hear me too, because I had the same issue as Eric yesterday, the microphone. Anyways, Tim Evans, planner. So the case before you is amendment of conditions, case number WAC 25-002 for Gottschalk. So the subject property is located at 360 Abies Road, and the property is located within the forest planning area and has the high density rural regulatory zone. So what is this request for? So the request is specifically to take an existing 15,468 square foot building envelope on the subject parcel and reducing it in size and moving it down south to the southeast corner of the property such that the proposed building envelope will be 12,575 square feet. Like I said, located in the southeast corner of the property. And the applicant is also proposing a smaller 2,447 square foot building envelope in the southwestern corner of the parcel. And those two building envelopes themselves combined is actually less than the existing building envelope in size. And so here on the screen, you can see the two proposed building envelopes. Those are highlighted in yellow. And then the existing building envelope is highlighted in red. And so to give some background as to what the purpose of these building envelopes are. So it was to address hillside development, being that this property has slopes in certain areas above 30%. During the original development of the parcel map, Staff believed, in accordance with hillside development, to have building envelopes to address not building on those areas that exceed the 30% threshold. And so on the screen here on the left side, this is the original slope map that was provided with the tentative parcel map that was done in circa 2020. And it shows the different areas based on color with this in relation to the slopes. So the areas that are red are 30% or above. The areas that are in yellow are in the range of 15 and 20%. And then the areas in green have a much lower slope percentage, around 0 to 15%, somewhere around there. So what staff did at the time of development of this parcel map in 2020 was to specifically pick areas on the parcel that corresponded with those areas that did not have that 30% slope. So looking at the subject parcel that is called out on both the left side picture and the right side picture, looking at both of those, the building envelope was located such that it was in that area that was approximately in that 15 to 20% range for slope. But the one thing that it did leave out when it was originally picked for that building envelope is it didn't capture all of the areas that have that lower slope to allow for more flexibility and ability to build on that property. Unlike the other parcels that were part of this parcel map years ago, there's a lot more, or there's less areas above that 30% slope compared to parcel 1 that we're actually talking about today. So to try and maximize the area of the developable area of this property, that's why the applicant is applying for this amendment of conditions to modify a deed restriction that is tied to this actual building envelope and modify the map itself to move that building envelope to an area that is more suitable for development and capture the other area in that southwest corner of the property that can also be developed, potentially with like a patio area or some small accessory structure. And so here's the slope map that was from the original development of the parcel map overlaid onto a contour map from the applicant's engineer. And so what it revealed by doing that is that the area that is in the southern eastern corner, southeastern corner of the property, there's actually a discrepancy between what was done years ago and what was currently provided. So looking at the contours, the actual contours that were provided indicate that the area that is in red in the southeastern corner of the property is actually less than that 30% slope. So it may have just been due to inaccurate mapping years ago or whatever it may have been. That's speculative. But as far as that goes, the contours with an actual surveyor going out there and shooting lines on the property identified that that area is not greater than 30%. And actually shows that that area is available for further development for a single-family dwelling. And so the subject project was sent out to 14 different agencies for review, and a total of 3 agencies provided conditions, which are included in Exhibit A of the staff report. And so staff is supportive of the proposed amendment of conditions, and staff recommends approval and provides the following motion on the screen as well as in the staff report. And I am available for any questions. I believe that the applicant said that they were going to be present, but I don't see that they actually logged in. So I can answer whatever questions that may need to be answered.
Thank you very much. And Adriana, do you see that the applicant might be here?
I do see a hand raised from a phone number ending in 8939. If you would please state your first and last name, and if you're the applicant for the record, please. Again, you have your hand raised. If you would please unmute.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Now,
Yes.
There we go. Yeah, this is Mr. Goschalk. I'm the applicant.
thank you for joining us. Do you have any thing you'd like to add to Tim's presentation?
No, Tim did a great job of kind of presenting the information. I tried to answer all of his questions as best I could. he summarized it pretty well. I just wanted to get on and make myself available if there were any other questions or concerns I could help answer as part of this.
Okay, well, thank you. Stay on for a moment while we go through the committee members. I don't know if anybody will have a question. We'll find out. So I'll bring it back to the committee. Does anybody here have a question for the applicant or a question for each other?
This is Wayne Handrock. Just out of curiosity, Tim, did the adjoining property owners get notice of this?
So for this one, it was noticed exactly like the parcel map was originally noticed years ago, which didn't require any noticing. It wasn't a subsequent map, so no noticing was required for this.
Okay.
Adriana, do we have any public comment?
No hands raised for public comment.
Okay, so everybody understands the concept of the building envelope and trying to stay away from slopes, and I think we all also appreciate the idea that the way to really understand what the slopes are on a property is to send somebody out and walk the property and survey it directly. We often end up with these kind of discrepancies. This seems fairly normal to me. I've seen similar things happen before when there's been a building envelope approved and then actually trying to put the house on that approved building envelope proved problematic because of what the slopes actually were. So I kind of see this as something that maybe we've seen before. And I don't have anything really to add, so if nobody else has anything to add, one last time. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and close the public hearing and ask if there are any willing volunteers to make a motion on. Tim, can you share your screen and put that motion back up on the screen for us?
Yeah.
Perfect, thank you. Do I have a taker on a motion for this particular parcel map?
This is Rob, I'll do it. I move that after given reasoned consideration of the information contained in the staff report and information received during the public hearing, the Washoe County Parcel Map Review Committee approve amendment of conditions case number WAC 25-0002 for Michael and Jennifer Gottschalk to amend parcel 1 on parcel map 5503A, approved by tentative parcel map case number WTPM 20-0006, subject to the conditions of approval included in Exhibit A with the staff report, and make the determination that the following criteria is or will be adequately provided for pursuant to Washoe County Code Section 110.606.30E.
Wayne
Thank you.
Handrock, second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion on that motion? Okay, I'll call for a vote. All in favor, aye.
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 Jen, are you there?
Jen, you're muted. I still see her technically being
Yeah.
on.
Jen, are you there?
I am so sorry. I am here. It's not letting me unmute. And I'm fine with it. I was an aye.
Thank you. All right, we have a unanimous vote for that, Adriana, in favor.
Yes, correct.
Thank you. So we can move on. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Mr. Gottschalk, for joining us. We'll move on to item number 8, reports and future agenda items. I don't know that we have any future agenda items discussed yet, do we? No. Legal information and updates. Anything from you today, Elizabeth?
Nothing to add, thank you.
Thank you. I think that we will, the terms for chair and vice chair and some of the other members have run their course, and we've asked for recertification of membership for the Parcel Map Committee. I believe Adriana sent out some requests for that. I think, I'm not sure how it all played out, but I believe you may be seeing me as chair and Chris as vice chair for a little while coming up. But that's not really that much of a change. That's what I have on that. Did anybody sign up for public comment number 9 in the meantime, Adriana?
No public comment.
So no public comment today. We'll move on to number 10, adjournment. Thank you, everybody, for joining us and getting through that today, and we will see you next month. We're adjourned.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
all.
you.
Thanks.